Okay, Be'ezrat Hashem, we're starting Daf Ayin. Daf Ayin Aleph, sorry. Ayin Aleph. And we need Chumashim, yeah. Everybody. Art scrolls for everybody is recommended. Thank you. Today we're using the art scrolls with the just Hebrew, if you have them. Safaya, you're not going to get the pages. Tana Rabbanan. Ba Aharon El Ohel Moed. So let's open up to Chumashim. It's page 330 in the blue Chumash without the English, the art scroll. It's page 335. So in Pasuk Chaf Aleph, Perek Tet Zayin Pasuk Chaf Aleph, ושמח אהרון שתי ידיו על ראש השעיר החי, והתוודע עליו את כל עוונו פני ישראל, על ראש השעיר, ונתן אותם, ותשם כל חטאותם, ונתן אותם על ראש השעיר, ושילח ביד איש עתי המדברה, ונעשה השעיר את כל עוונותם אל ארץ גזירה, ושילח את השעיר במדבר. He finished with the שעיר המשתלח. ובא אהרון אל אוהל מועד, ופשט את בגדי הבד אשר לבש בבוא אל הקודש וניחם שם. So what's Uba Aaron at Oil Moed? He goes into the Oil Moed. Now it doesn't say exactly where. Could be the Oil Moed, could be the Kodesh Kodashim, right? And then after he goes in there, ופשט את בגדי הבד אשר לבש בבוא אל הקודש וניחם שם. Then you take off the bigdei lavan, leave them there, right? Te'onim geniza. ורחץ את בשרו במים במקום קדוש, ולבש את בגדיו ויצא ועשה את עולתו ואת עולת העם וכפר בעדו ועד העם. So, what's again? Let's see this braita. Tan Rabbanan. ובא אהרון אל אוהל מועד. Mysterious ba'bi'ah. Doesn't say what he's doing there. Go inside and do what? No, he's missing. ובא אהרון אל אוהל מועד for what? So what's he going in for? He's going in for cleanup. He's going in to take out the kaf and the machta that he left there smoking with the ketoret. Fine. Shekol haparasha kula ne'emra ala seder chutz mi pasuk zeh. Everything until here was exactly in order. Right? First you do the vidui on the pot, then you do the goral, then you do a second vidui on the pot, then you make the shechita of the pot, then you do the ketur, then you do the dama pot, then you do the shechita on the sa'ir, then you do the dama sa'ir, then you do the dama pot, then you do the dama sa'ir, then you do the mizbeach, then you do that, then you do seder mishpach. Everything is in order. Now we finished with the sending of the sa'ir mishtalayach. Now the order stops. Right? Chutz mi pasuk zeh, Rashi. שכל הפרשה נאמרה לסדר. וכי כסדרן כתיבי, וכן הסדר, no, we're not up to that. Okay, we're not ready for that. חוץ מפסוק זו, מה טעמה? Why is this pasuk not ala seder? Why don't I say that this pasuk is also keseder? That he goes in, he takes out the kaf and the machta, he comes out, he takes off the clothes, and then he goes out, v'yatza, pasuk chav daled, ויצא ועשה את עולתו ואת עולת העם, right? That's the Elo and El Ha'am, וכפר בעדו ועד העם, ואת חלב החטאת יקטיר המזבחה. What's the problem? Why can't he do it in that order? Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Chisda, we had this already. Gemiri, we have a tradition, Chamesh Tevilot, v'asara kedushin tovel kohen gadol u'mekadesh po bayom. That the Kohen Gadol has to dip 5 times and wash his hands 10 times. The Amar Kesidran, but if you're going to say that it's in order, the Pasuk Chaf Gimel Ubaron Ol Moed is in order, meaning it's all part of the first Avodah. So according to that, there's only one time that you wear Bigdei Lavan. So you wear Bigdei Zahav in the morning for the Tamid Shel Shachar. Right, and the associated morning stuff, right? The the Hatavat Hanerot and the Ketoret Shel Shachar, all of the morning stuff. Right? Then you do the Avodat Hayom Bebigdei Lavan, including taking out the Hotzaot Kaf Umachta. Then you do the rest of the day. There's nothing else to do from Avodat Hayom. So then what do I need to do? Right? Then I have only Lo Mashka Hala Ela Shalosh Tevilot Vishisha Kedushin. Right? So you're going to wash your hands in the morning. You're going to dip. Wash your hands on the morning to put on the Bigdei Zahav. Then you're going to do the Avodat Hayom. You'll wash your hands, dip, put on the Bigdei Lavan, wash your hands. Now I'm up to 3 Kedushin and 2 Tevilot. Do the Avodat Hayom. I'm going to dip again. I'm going to wash my hands, take them off. Dip, wash my hands, and put on the Bigdei Zahav. I'm up to 5 and 3. And then I'm going to do wash my hands and take off the Bigdei Zahav. I did 6 Kiddushin and 3 Tevilot. Lo mishka hala ela shalosh tevilot v'shisha Kiddushin. Okay, Rashi. Shekol ha'parasha ne'emra laseder. V'i kesedran ketivi v'chen haseder. Shemotzi'an. He takes him out b'levisha rishona with the first time that he put on the Bigdei Lavan. Ve'en avodah chitzona shel Bigdei Zahav mafseket. There's no avodah that you do in Bigdei Zahav separating. Then avodat hayom lo tzad kaf u'machta, between the service of the day and taking out the kaf and the machta. Lo mashkach la kevar pirashtia beperek amar lahem hamemuneh. So Rashi says, I already explained, but that's the point. You're only going to have 3. So therefore, we have to split it up. We have to split up the avodat hayom with an avodah that's b'bigdei zahav. And then you're going to have, you do the avodat hayom. The avodat, the tamid shel shachar is 1. That's zahav. Avodat hayom lavan. Some avodat chutz. Some avodat chutz. Some avodat chutz b'bigdei zahav. Hotzaat kaf u'machta b'bigdei lavan. And then you go back to the avodat tamisho ben arba'im bebigdei zahav. So I have 5 separate avodot, 5 separate stages, right? Zahav, lavan, zahav, which is 5 tevilot and 10 kiddushin. Says the Gemara. Hammat kifla Rabbi Zera. Rabbi Zera asked the question. V'dilma mafsik lei b'sayir ana'asa b'chutz. So maybe you should separate it with the Sa'ira Na'asa B'chutz Rashi. The Sa'ira Na'asa B'chutz k'dichtiv milvad chatat kippurim. Vehu eno katuv kan. Aval elo ve'elam dafka katvinu kra harotzat kafu machtam v'lo yitzrich lan l'shabesh sidra dekra. Meaning like this. Right now, what we're doing is, look back in the pasuk. We're taking pasuk chaf gimel, which is uba aron elul moed, to take out the kafu machta, and we're saying that it comes after pasuk chaf dalid, which is ve'yatza ve'asa et olato ve'et olat ha'am. He's taking out the kafu machta after he does olato ve'olat ha'am. So you have to make the pasuk out of order. It's a doha. It says you need something. So what's your problem? You need something to split up in the avodat hayom. You need to put something in between pasuk chaf bet and pasuk chaf gimel, right? Pasuk chaf bet is v'nasa sa'ira lavit kol avonotam. The sa'ira mishtalech. That's the end of the avodah b'bigdei lavan, right? After that, me b'bigdei lavan. And then in pasuk chaf gimel, ubaron elul moed, to take out the kaf in the machta. That's also b'bigdei lavan. That's the second wearing of the bigdei lavan is pasuk chaf gimel. Yes, bad is lavan, right? So why are you taking pasuk chaf dalid and inserting it between chaf bet and chaf gimel and making it out of order? I have a better idea. It says in Parashat Pinchas that when you do seir hatat milevad hatat kippurim, so I have an outside pasuk. I have the Sa'ira Na'asa Bahutz. It's not in the order. Take it and insert it wherever you like. Right? It's Bigdei Zahav, because you're doing it on the Mizbeach as Achitson. Put it wherever you like. What do you have to take Pasuk Chav Daled and move it up and tell me that the Pesukim are not in order? I have a Pasuk from Parashat Pinchas that I have to stick somewhere. You have to stick it somewhere. So stick it right in between Pasuk Chav Bet and Pasuk Chav Gimel, and everything will be good. And I finished the Sa'ira Mishtaleach. I go out, I wash my hands, I go to the mikveh, I put on the Bigdei Zahav, I wash my hands. I do the Sa'ira Na'asa Bahutz, finish that, go to the, wash my hands, take them off, go to the mikveh, put on the Bigdei Lavan, go inside, take out the Kafu Machta, come outside, wash my hands, take them off, go to the mikveh, wash my hands. I'm sorry, put on the Bigdei Zahav, wash my hands, and do the rest of the day. What do you have to move Pasuk Chav Daled for?
Which pasuk in the references?
The one from yesterday, Milevad Chatata Kippurim. It's page 467 in this book. No, 468.
So,
Pasuk Yud Aleph.
that doesn't fit in this location.
It says, see, Milevad Chatata Kippurim. It's on Yom Kippur, but it doesn't say it here. So you're going to stick it in over here, put it in wherever you want. Right? It's free for all. Rashi. It's not written in this parasha. So I'm not messing up the order of the parasha. Maybe the Torah specifically wrote them after the taking out of the kaf and the machta. You have to mess up the order of the Pesukim. Amar Abaye says, Amar Kra v'yatsa ve'asa et olato miyitzia rishona avid elo ve'elam. Says you can't do it. Why? When it says in Pasuk Chav Daled, v'rachatz et besaro b'mayim v'makom kadosh ve'lavash et begadav v'yatsa. What do you mean v'yatsa? Where is he coming out from? From the mikvah? You have to tell me that he has to leave the mikvah to do the korbanot. No, right? So it doesn't mean that. So it means, right? V'yatsa from the hechal. It doesn't. Obviously. So must be it's telling you. Look in Rashi.
But this is also the Yatzah is after Lavash et Begadav.
It's in itself telling you something, right? Amar Krav Yatsa ve'asa vezu yitziah rishona ha'amura b'parasha. Says this v'yatsa is the first time it says v'yatsa. Now it's not exact because it says v'yatsa lamizbeach in Yud Het. So Rashi must mean that this is the first yitziah to the azara that it says from the hechal. Hilkach al korchach. Right? So Rashi says this v'yatsa tells me from the first yitziyah from the hechal, he goes out to do the olato ve'olata av. So inherently in the Pesukim, I know that I mean, if you would say that he does the kafu machtan the first time he wears the bigdei lavan, so then this is the first time he's coming out of the hechal. Doesn't mean the first time he came out. He came out of the hechal 3 times. He came out to get the blam, to get the sa'id. But the first time he's coming out changing, right? But if the kafu machta was in the first time, so he's coming out changing first time, then it would be on the first time. But now that I have to separate. I have to make totzat kafu machta on the second time. A second time he's coming out of the hechal, big de lavan, to change, right? So then I have to put pasuk chav daled before, because since it says v'yatsa and Rashi says v'yatsa teaches me that it's on the first exit from the hechal to change into big de zahav. It has to be before chav gimel which has to be on the second time. That's Abaye's answer. Rav Amar, Tosfot asks some of the question that we had, yeah? Look in Tosfot Yeshanim. He says, Amar kara v'yatza ve'asa et olato, v'zuhi yitziya rishona shel avodat chutz. That's the first yitziya for avodat chutz.
איזו יציאה של עבודת חוץ, של כל צורת עבודת פנים?
Doesn't say v'yatza. I don't know where he's going. He went out to do the Sa'ira Na'asa B'fnim. Okay. But that's L'tzorech Pnim, so it doesn't count. The Gemara continues. Rava Amar Kra, Upashat et Bigdei Habad. Right? Upashat et Bigdei Habad. Asher Lavash Be'oil HaKodesh. Right? She'en Tamud Lomar Asher Lavash. Once it says you're taking off the Bigdei Habad, obviously it's Asher Lavash. Klum Adam Poshet. Can you take off Elama Shelovesh, only what you're wearing? Elama Tamud Lomar Asher Lavash. Shelavash Kevar, that he already wore. Meaning he's wearing what he already wore. He's wearing it a second time.
He changed
it before.
When it says Upashat et Bigdei Habad Asher Lavash, meaning it doesn't mean that he put him on this time. Obviously, I put him on this time. It meaning Asher Lavash the first time. So it means that I have to wear the Bigdei Lavan twice. Rashi says, Asher Lavash, Al Mazuhi Peshita Shiniya. This is the second time he's taking them off. Shma Mina, so that implies, Yesh Hafsakat Chiluf Begadim Ben Avodat Hayom Lotzat Kafu Machta. Yet there has to be a reason why you took him off in between. The only reason why you would take him off is to do something with Bigdei Lavan, Bigdei Zahav. Now, the big, right? Meaning that between Pasuk Chaf Peh and Pasuk Chaf Gimel, there has to be a change. Two changes, right? Into Zahav and then into Lavan. He's not coming to answer Rabbi Zera's question, which was, how do I know that I'm separating with Pasuk Chaf Dalet, with the Olato ve'Olata'am, and why don't you do it with the Seira Na'asa B'chutz? He's not answering that because his answer doesn't answer that. Ela lefrushe ta'amad de matnitin de meshabshal kira'eh. Why does the Mishnah say that it has to be that the Pesukim are not straight in order? Because it has to be, there's something in between. I have to, what's it called? I have to change into the Bigdei Zahav in between because this has to be the second Levisha of the Bigdei Lavan. That's what we're looking for. We said it with Pasuk Chavdalu, with Olata'am.
We said it's for.
That's what we said.
I thought you said.
Matkif la Rabba barav Shila. And same question. Ve'ema de mafsik la b'sa'ira na'asa b'chutz. He asked Rabbi the same question. V'yatza ve'asa. And Abaye's answer, v'yatza ve'asa, that's the first yitziyah. Now the Gemara asks a new question. So right now, the Braita established that the whole parasha is in order, except for Pasuk Chav Gimel.
Rashi says that also in Vayikra.
Right. So now, if you would, according to this, it sounds like if you would take Pasuk Chav Gimel, right, Upashat Bigdei Habad, and you would put it after Pasuk Chav Daled, right, everything would be good. Life would be good. Everything would go back to normal.
Did we have this problem?
Yes, we had on Lamed Bet.
Oh, that's he references Lamed Bet.
Says Gemara, v'chol parasha kula ne'emra ala seder, is the whole parasha in order. V'ha kira'ek TV, it says, so we turn to Pasuk Chaf Hey. Ve'et chelev ha'chatat yaktira mizbecha. He should offer the chelev of the chatat on the mizbeach. And then it says, v'hadar ve'et para hatat ve'et se'ira hatat, right? right? What's that? That's pasuk chav vav. No, chav zayin. Ve'para hatat ve'tzira hatat asher uva damam lechaper bakodesh. Yotziu michutz lamachane ve'sarefu ba'esh et orotam ve'et besaram ve'et pirsham. So you're burning them. Sounds like after the haktarat emurim of the sa'ir and the para na'asu b'fnim. The ilu anan. So it sounds like the order is take out the kaf in the mahta, or leave the kaf in the mahta. Do the elo ve'ela'am, then do the hela v'hatat, then have them burn the par and the par and the sa'ira na'asa b'fnim. But we have the ilu anantanan. We said, haroe et kohen gadol keshu koref. You see the kohen gadol reading the Torah. Eno roe par v'sa'ira nisrafim. Right. So they're burning it at the same time that he's reading the Torah. V'ilu emoreh hatat v'atar hachi mektiri lehu. You maktir them afterwards in the afternoon, like we said in the Braita.
He has to wait until the.
So you see that again, that the pasuk chav zayin is before pasuk chav hey. There's another lot not in order. Look in Rashi. En roe par v'sa'ira nisrafim al masrefatam, they burn it. Be'od shekohen gadol lavush b'gdei butzu v'ilu emureh hatat ledevrei hakol batar hachi avid lehu. He does them later. Be'tevilah shilishit im elo ve'ela'am. He's makriv for them on the mizbeach when he brings elo ve'ela'am. So it's later. Says the Gemara, you're right. Ema chutz mi pasuk zu ze ve'elach. From pasuk chaf dalet and on, or chaf gimel and on, it's not in order. The parasha is not written in order. Rashi, ema chutz mi pasuk ze ve'elach lo nichteva ala seder. After that pasuk, it's not in order. You have to figure it out yourself.
How do we understand that the pasuk is not in order?
The Torah wrote it, and then you have to figure out where to place it.
There's a reason.
There's a reason, but it's not in order that they did it. Says the Gemara, Umay Chazit, the Mishabshat Kera'eh, Shabish Matnita. So why are you telling me that the Pesukim are not in order? Let's say the Mishnah is not in order.
No, but does it make sense? Oh.
Let's say the Mishnah is not in order.
Yeah, no, but that's different than the way we.
Rashi, Shabish Matnita, ve'emas refat hapar v'asa'ir, is a har tevilah shelishit. Amar Abaye says, Amar Kra, v'hamishaleach v'hasoref. Ma mishaleach demi'ikara, av soref demi'ikara. So look on page 336, right? Pasuk Chavav, right? V'hamishaleach et ha'sa'il la'azazel yechabes begadav, right? Pasuk Chavav tells you the guy that sent the sa'il la'azazel has to wash it. When did he send the sa'il la'azazel? For sure before, when the Bigdei Lavan, right? Then it says, it's telling you an action to do. Take it out and burn it. Pasuk Chavchet, and the one that burnt them, the guy that burns them has to wash his clothes.
It's not the same guy that takes it and burns it.
Not at all. But we're learning a hekesh from Chavvav to Chavchet. Just like Hamishaleach. It already happened in the past. So too v'hasoref, it happened in the past. Meaning at this point, it's already in the past.
Because Chelev HaChatat was after everything. This has to be.
No. Leave Chelev HaChatat. Meaning, Chav. How do I know that the Para Hatat was Nisraf before everything? Just like the Sa'il Azazel was sent before the Chelev HaChatat. Meaning before what we're talking about before, so too the Srefa was before. It was right after the Sa'il Azazel was sent.
Shouldn't it still tell it to me in the order, even though it's talking about in past tense? Tell me the order that it should be with.
Don't get more complicated than we need to be. Let's first understand what we're saying, and then you could ask complicated questions. Ready? So what we're saying is, again, we say, Hamshaleach v'asoref. Ma mishaleach dim'ikara just like the Mishaleach. It says he did it, and he did it already before he even dipped in the first Tevilah, in the first Bigdei Lavan, Av Soref de Mi'ikara. So to the burning of the Parah and the Sa'ir was in the first time he was wearing Bigdei Lavan. Rashi. Ma v'ham Amar Kra. Rashi. Amar Kra. V'hamishaleach et ha'sa'ir u'be'oto lashon atzmo, with the same lashon, ne'emar v'asoref otam, whether he burns it, the Mishtai, which is talking b'srefat ha'par v'sa'ir. V'shnehem ketuvim, they're both written ahar ve'et chelav ha'chatat, after it talks about the chelav of the hatat. Ve'al korchach, we know for sure, shiluach ha'sa'ir, the sending of the sa'ir Mishaleach, mikame haktarat emurim ava, was before you brought the emurim. Kedechtiv v'shilach et ha'sa'ir b'midbar. The hadar, and then it says ve'et chelav ha'chatat. So al korchach v'hamishaleach techtiv batrei. Even though it says hamishaleach, it doesn't mean he's doing it now. Ke'adam she'efsik hanyan. It's like somebody was talking about something. He stopped to tell you something else. Shaya medaber bo v'chozer u'mesayimo. Then he's coming back to finish the topic. Ve'omer, and he's explaining. It's a footnote. Ve'oto shiluach she'amarti lecha. This is what I told you, that somebody has to send it out lemala. Hamishalecho, the guy that sends it out, metameh begadim. He's metameh begadim. I don't think he's not metameh begadim. He is. Ubeoto lashon atzmo, the same, with the same type of usage, ne'emar v'hasoref. So we say ma v'hamishaleach, just like when it says v'hamishaleach. Afal pi shenichtav achar emurei hatat. Even though it's written after he brought the emurei hatat, the mi'ikarahu, he really did it before. Af v'hasoref. So to when it says v'hasoref et apar, right? Afal pi shenichtav acharem. Even though they wrote it afterwards, mi'ikarahu, you do it before also. Now the Gemara asks back inside, Adraba, ma hasoref tehashta, af mishaleach tehashta. You're messing up the pesukim. So you can mess them up forwards, you can mess them up backwards, right? So you're telling me, just like I know that he sent out the same mishaleach before he brought the fats of the hatat. So too he's going to burn the par hatat and the sa'ir al hatat before he does the hilav. Who says? I'll tell you the opposite. Just like he burns the hilav after, because that's where it says it. So just like he burns the parim after, because that's where it says it. So too he sent the sa'ir mishaleach after, because we have a hekesh between mishaleach and hasoref. Why do you have to go forward? Go backwards.
It's done.
Who told you? We're learning from pesukim. So I'm going to move it back. Instead of moving it forward, move it back. Right? Says the Gemara, v'hamishaleach de mi'ikara mashma. The term v'hamishaleach on its own is mashma, happened before. So within the hekesh, it's mashma, it's going back, not it's going earlier, not later. The hamishaleach is mashma, happened in itself. So the hamishaleach happened before. The hasoref could be before, could be now. The hamishaleach is mashma before.
Oh, it should have said v'hanisraf.
I'm not sure exactly what it should have said, but I'm going to take the Gemara's word. Rashi. The Gemara says, Adraba ma soref tahashta. Maybe just like the burning is now. Sharet zivui ikar serefatan. The main place that told you to burn him. Ahar emurei hatat. Ne'emar is after the fats. Kidechti ve'chelav hatat. V'adar ve'para hatat yotzi v'sarefu. Afa mishaleach tahashta. Da'avka katav ahar emuri. Maybe the mishaleach is really after. V'shiluach sa'ir amur lemala mehem. What it said to send him. Hachi ka'amar. V'nasa sa'ir alav et avonotam. He's going to send it when the time comes. And I'll tell you when it's going to come. Later. It could be either way. So therefore, from the fact that it doesn't say v'shilach, it says v'ham shaleach, that he did it already, that means that the right place was when it said v'shilach, not again later. Rava says, Amar kra ya'omad hai, ad matai yehe zakuk la'amod hai, ad she'ad kapara. Ve'ematai sha'at kapara, ve'sha'at matan damo v'tulo. We have another reason why it's not later. Because the Torah said, Ya'om ad chay lechaper alav, it should stand live to be mechaper. When is that? When is that? When he's doing, no. It only has to stand while you're doing the kapara of the other one. And what's that kapara? The dam. So when you finish the dam hajj, what are you keeping it for? Doesn't make sense that he's keeping it until after the halif. The kapara is the dam. Rashi. Rava Amar lo matzit Amar. You can't say the shiluach sa'ir la b'mkomo ne'emar. It's not said in this place. Taha lo eski kol amod ela ad she'at kapara till you finish the kapara. V'hi avodat hayom de matan damim. That's the matan damim.
Just saying that the Mishaleach cannot be after,
Must be before.
must be before, so bring everything to before.
Correct.
It was the way to say Mishaleach. How Mishaleach? Them Mishaleach.
Hold on 1 second. So now we have a new topic. Ati Mishaleach. The Mishaleach comes back home. Why? He was there. He stayed in the sukkah till the nighttime. Mitzao bashuk lekohen gadol.
He couldn't come back.
He can't come back. It's at the tehum.
He only had a heter to go, not to come back.
Mitzao bashuk lekohen gadol. Omer lo, ishi kohen gadol. Asinu shlichutecha. We did your message. We did your job. I don't know. Why would he find? Look in Rashi.
He's hungry.
Ati mishaleach liyoma machorat the next day. Misao bashuk, if he found him outside, mechabedo lefnei abiriyot. Then he has to give honor to the Kohen Gadol. And he tells him, Ishi Kohen Gadol. However, he went to find him. Meaning, so kanireh is derech eretz. The Kohen Gadol sent you. You have to go back and tell the guy that sent you, Asinu shlichutecha. So if you find the Kohen Gadol in public, you have to give kavod to the Kohen Gadol for his position. So you tell him, Ishi Kohen Gadol asinu shlichutecha. Right? So you went to his house. Where's the Kohen Gadol? He's out. He's out. He's out. He went out. He went to the shuk. So you went to the shuk, you found him. Or on the way to his house, you found him. Whatever it is.
There's no meaning. The following day.
Even though he knows the only way he was able to do the next
Mitzao. Right, you have to go back. Mitzao bebeto, if you found him in his house, Omer lo, you tell him, you don't have to give him the kabod. Mehaye hayim, asinu shlichuto. The one that gives life to the living, we did his shlichut. Rashi. Mehaye hayim hu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Asinu, we did shlichuto.
That's another coin, no?
I feel like that's a bigger kavod than if I see him in the street.
How's that big boy?
Well,
By the way, it's another coin? By the way, oh.
he could be he's supposed to be a Kohen, but doesn't have to be.
He buys cucumbers. You have the honor and hold the party. You have like a lunch with Jack's cuisine, the whole thing. That's awesome.
Fucking
Just like that.
It's like Google, the plugins.
They charge you for the sponsorship. Class today.
Okay. The Gemara continues. Ki havu miftiri amar Rabba. Ki miftiri Rabbanan mehadadi bepumpedita. And pumpedita, when the rabbis would leave each other, Amri hachi, they would say like this: Mehaye hayim, the one that gives life to the living. Yiten lecha hayim arukim vetovim umetukanim. She give you a long, good, and fixed life.
As opposed to just referencing Hashem direct.
What's this Mehaye hayim? I understand. Ma pitom over there.
Why do you need the runaround? Thank you.
This is because they were leaving Divrei Torah, which is Hu Chayecha Vorech Yamecha, to go do business. So they prayed that they should have a long life. So he says, continue. It says, Etalech lefnei hayim, lefnei Hashem. David HaMelech says, I should walk in front of Hashem. Be'artzot ha'chayim, in the land of the living. What's the land of the living? No, Artzot ha'chayim is Olam Haba. Am Rav Yehuda zeh mekom shevakim. That's a place that has markets. If you could shop, you're alive.
That's the place of the living.
Yeah.
So the
Rashi.
The mall is-
No, shevakim, I don't know. Mekom shevakim, she'adam motze leknot mezonotav. You're able to buy your food. Ulefi shaya David metaltel. Na'vena, David at that point was still being chased by Shaul. He was going from place to place. Hayam mitpalel al davada. Wherever he winds up, they should be able to buy what he needs. You go upstate, right? You go to these small towns. There's not always where to buy. They have a farm. You can't buy. Everybody raises their own chickens and their own. Mekom shevakim. Ki orech yamim ushnot hayim v'shalom yosifu lach. So that's a pasuk, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's a Mishle Gimel, right? So again, we've discussed hayim, so we're continuing hayim. Orech yamim, long life, ushnot hayim, and years of life and shalom yosifu lacha. V'chiyesh shanim shel hayim, v'yesh shanim she'enam shel hayim, are the years that you're alive and years you're not alive. If you're alive, it's hayim. What is shnot hayim? Amar Rabbi Elazar, elu shnotav shel adam demetapechot alav mera'a letova. Says when a person was in a bad situation and it gets good, that feels like he's alive, like he's born again. Rashi. Shemetapechot alav mi shaya ani biyalduto. Someone that was poor when he was young. Becomes wealthy when he's old. It's like he became alive. You went from bad to good. It's a new life. Alechem ishim ekra. Alechem ishim ekra. That's the next pasuk in Mishnah. It's another pasuk in Mishnah. Alechem ishim ekra vekuli el bnei adam. Rashi says, Birosh Parashat Ushnot Chaim. It's before the business of Shnot Chaim. That's why they mentioned it over here. I don't understand it. That's right. This is Chet. The other one is a Gimel. I don't know. Yud. It's not at all close. Mitzvah lechaven da'at Rashi. Okay. Now, Amar Rabbi Berachia elu talmidei chachamim. Who's the ishim? Talmidei chachamim. Shedomim lenashim ve'osim gevura ka'anashim. So the term ishim is unusual. Rashi says ishim lashon isha midolo ketiv anashim. Domim lenashim anvantanim ve'tushushe koach. They're humble. They're weak. Ve'osim gevura ka'anashim, but they do mighty things like great men.
So Ishim is about a time in the Torah.
Not derogatory to the Chachamim.
Yeah, Rabbi, women's lib won't like this one.
Okay.
What do you say?
Why are they weak? Because the women's lib won't like it. Torah mateshe kocho shel adam. He says they stay home like ladies. Kol kivuda b'melech penima. So what's the givura? They fight the Yetzer Hara, which is the Gibura. Ezu Gibura Koveshet Yitzro. Ve'amar Rabbi Berechia harotze lenasech yain al gabe hamizbeach. If you want to pour wine on the mizbeach, yimale gironam shel talmidei chachamim yain. Fill the throats of the talmidei chachamim with wine. Shneimar alechem ishim ekra. So we're using the term ishim like ishe. Rashi. Yenasech yain ishim lashon korban ishe. Amar bi berechiam roe adam shetorah posek mitzarot. If a person sees that the Torah is not continuing in his children, I don't know how he knows that before he gets married. Yisaba talmid chacham, marry the daughter of a talmid chacham, and that will second wife or for his grandchildren. I don't know. Sheneemar im yaskim ba'aretz shorsho. If his root is getting old, uba'afar yamut kez'o, and his stock is becoming dying in the afar in the chomriyut, mereyach mayim yafriyach, from the smell of water, Who's the smell of water? Rashi, mereach mayim b'nei Torah. Mereach mayim yafriach. It's going to come back to life.
What's the guarantee from another woman is going to get to the
No, Barry bat Talmid
So
Chacham.
what?
That's the
What's the
zechut.
guarantee?
That's what he's telling you.
It's a segula.
Va'asa katzir kemonata. It's going to make tevuah like a fresh planting. B'yom tov, b'yom tov haya oseh la'arvav. That's what he says. You need a bat Talmid Chacham. My mother always says, it's not enough to be Avraham Avinu. When he married Agav, look what he got. He got Ishmael. You need a Sarai Imenu to make it work. Okay.
It's the opposite on Yaakov. Married.
I don't know what.
Ladies, the father was a shot.
Yaakov Avinu was able to, but if it's not working, you need a bat Talmid Chacham.
Of course,
We
she
have a
would say
pasuk.
that. She
We have
runs
a
the girls'
pasukim.
school.
No, I'm trying to.
Moshe, would you throw him out of your seat, Moshe? He's making something on the thing, Moshe.
Moshe's not here.
Oh, you're there? He's there with you, Paul? Okay. Yeah.
He's
Throw him
not
out of
here.
your
He's not
seat
here
with such-
anymore.
He's not there.
here.
Oh, you're lucky, Jack. He wasn't watching. V'yom tov haya oseh le'ohavav. Yom tov haya oseh le'ohavav. Tanu Rabbanan, ma'aseh bekohen gadol echad. There was a story of Kohen Gadol, sheyatza mebeit HaMikdash. He came out of Beit HaMikdash. V'avu az liku le'alma batre. Everybody was following him. He's the Kohen Gadol. This is his day. Kiven de hazyunhu l'shmaya v'avtalyon. When they saw Shemaya v'avtalyon, now it's funny lashon. Shafkuh l'dideh v'azli batar Shemaya v'avtalyon. They left the Kohen Gadol. They followed Shemaya v'avtalyon. Now it sounds like they were walking together. So what does it mean? They're walking. They more gravitated over to his side of the street, right? Lesof atu Shemaya v'avtalyon leftu remeneh the Kohen Gadol. Right? They had to turn. They had to go home. They're turning down their block. Amar lehain. So the Kohen Gadol told Shemaya v'avtalyon, Yetum bene amemin l'shlam. The children that came from the Goyim should come in peace. Should go in peace. Why do he say that? Rashi. Lesof atu Shemaya v'avtalyon aftur mineh litor reshu mimenu v'lefrosh letzad betam. They started going towards the house. Yetum bene amemin l'shlam. Lashon Gnai, he was insulting them. Lefi sheba'u mibnei banav shel Sanherib. They came from Gerin, they came from Sanherib. Kedamrinam b'masechet Gitin. So they told him, right? Amrule. So they told him, Yetun b'nei amemin l'shlam. Those that come from the Goyim should go in peace. The Avdin of the Aharon, but they act like Aharon to make peace. V'lo yeti bar Aharon l'shlam. The son of Aharon should not come in peace. The la'avid of the Aharon. That's not following the ways of Aharon. Rashi, the la'avid of the Avd of the Aharon, Rutfei Shalom, they're running after peace. The la'avad of the Aharon, Shehon nitanu, you insulted us. Ona'at devarim, ve'amar mor lo tonu ishratamito, be'ona'at varim hakatu medaber. And what's the example? Em haya ben gerim, lo yomar lo zechor ma'aseh avotecha. So you stumbled. At least he was already out of the Kodesh HaKodashim at that point. Okay. Kohen Gadol mishamesh b'shmone kelim. So really we finished Avodat Yom Kippurim. Now we're going to discuss some other topics. Kohen Gadol mishamesh b'shmone. Kohen Gadol mishamesh b'shmone kelim. He wears 8 garments. V'ha'idyot be'arba. The Kohen Idiot wears 4. B'ktonet u'mechnasayim u'metznefet v'avnet. The Kohen Hediot wears the Ktonet, a shirt, Mechnasayim, pants, Mitznefet, a hat, Avnet, and a belt. Mosif alav Kohen Gadol. The Kohen Gadol adds on him Choshen ve'ephod. The Choshen is the breastplate. The ephod is the apron. Me'il is a blue tunic. V'tzitz, and the tzitz is the headband. Ve'elu, while wearing all 8 garments, Nish'alim be'urim v'tumim. The Kohen Gadol gets asked if he has to be asked about the urim v'tumim. Ve'en nish'alim ela lemelech. You can only ask for the melech, ul av betin or the av betin, ul lemisha tzibut tzirichim. The Gemara takes the av betin. He says ul betin. Rashi b'ktonu mechnasayim ha'adyot kai be'elu nish'alim kohen hanish'al be'urim v'tumim tzarich lilbosh 8 begadim. He has to wear all 8 garments. Tanu Rabbanan, the rabbis taught devarim shene'emar bahem 6. Any of the bigdei kehuna that it says 6. Hutan kaful shisha. The strings are 8 ply. They make the threads 8 times. Rashi, Hutan kaful shisha. Shisha kol minu min shebo. every mean that's in those threads, those yarns, they have 8 threads plied together, and then they put it together to be one. So if it says Techelet be'argaman ve'tola'at shani ve'shesh, you're going to have a 6-ply Techelet, 6-ply tola'at shani, 6-ply argaman, and 6-ply shesh, for a total of 24 threads in the yarn. Right? Moshzar, if it says moshzar, shesh moshzar or whatever, shmone, then it's 8-ply. Me'il, on the me'il, for some reason it's shnei masar, it's 12-ply techelet. Parochet, the parochet is 24, is 24-ply or 24 threads. Choshen ve'ephod, and the choshen and the ephod, the thread itself had 28, it had 28. So the Gemara, and Rashi says the Gemara is going to explain it all. Chutan kaful shisha minal. And how do we know that there's 6-ply threads if it's when it says shesh? The amar kra vayasu et haketonet shesh, ve'et hamitznefet shesh, ve'et parei hamigbaot shesh, ve'et mechnasei habad shesh moshzar. L'chaura could have said vayasu et haketonet ואת המצנפת, ואת פערי המגבול ומכנסיים, 6 מוסר, right? Or 6. What does it have to say it 4 times? Right? 5 קראי כתיב, 5 פסוקים 6. 1 לגופה, 1 for itself, תכתיב דקיתננינו, that it has to be from linen, ואחד שיהיה חותן כפול 6. The second one is to teach me 6, not מלשון linen, מלשון 6 times. One time that you have to twist them to make the yarn, ply them. One is extra. If I don't need it for here, use it for another place that it doesn't say shesh. One is to tell you if you didn't do it, it's me'akev. Rashi. Hamisha kirae ktivi gabe hadadi. V'avesa gile behad v'nichtel v'ele besof, right at the end. ויעשו את הכי גרסינו, ויעשו אותם 6, ואת מספר 6, פערים 6, ואת מכנסה בה 6 מוסר, ובעד הוא 6, הרי 5. והוא דאבנת צריך למכתב על כורחן. Says you have to write the one of the avnet. דאיקה מיני אחרינה בהדה, because it has other meaning mixed in. Says the Gemara, my mashma. Now we have a separate point. My mashma, sorry, she shizurim, back in Rashi, shiyu shizurim, you might say you just take 6 threads. Shiyu shizurim, that the 6 threads should be cabled together. Ya had kulan shisha. What? No, maybe you could just use 6 threads together. I don't know exactly how. Not sure. My mashma. What's the mashma'ut? The high shesh. Let me just see if there's a better explanation over here. The Ritva says you don't need it. That's your question. Nodash em shizurim. He says every thread had to be cabled. Because you have to twist the thread itself, cable the thread on itself. I'm not sure. Then you do the 6 together, and then you put them all together into one thread. Let's see. Amar, my mashma dahai shesh kitna. Where do we find that shesh is linen? Amar Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Chanina, the Amar kra bad. It also calls it bad. What's bad? Davara ole min akarka bad bebad. It comes up in single stalks, no branches. Look in Rashi. Davara ole min akarka bad bebad. Pishtan ve'akamvus. En lahem badim va'anafim. They don't have branches. It seemed like trees. Ela alim. Only leaves come out. Ve'ena pishtan ba ela min hakaneh ha'emtzai. The pishtan comes from the center. from the store. Ve'ema amra, maybe it's wool. Amra iftzule miftzal. Kitne nami, wool splits. As the wool grows, it's like hair, just like hair splits. Right, you get split ends. So too wool splits. Rashi says, miftzal yesh po nima mitchaleket l'shtayim. One thread breaks into two. The altitma, don't wonder, share afpish ta'ar zakan, they take out tachton matsuikin. If you look at beard hairs, when they get long, they split on the bottom. Or ladies, they have the notorious split ends they talk about, all the shampoo commercials, right? So the Gemara says, kitna nami avtzulim miftzal. Linen also. That's how they make it. They bang it apart and they split it into many threads. It says, no, kitna agav lakute miftzal. Kitna, you split it. You have to bang it to split it. Masha'enkin wool, it splits on its own as it's growing. Rashi, agav kitna nami miftzal kishikochino to, when they crush it, nechlak lekama pitzulim, it comes into many threads. Agav lakute shemekishin alav, they bang it to split. Ravina amar me'achar. Ravina says, I know that shesh is linen. It says, pa'are pishtim yu al rosham, u'mechnese pishtim yu al motnehem. So it says, ba'ad in the Torah. In the Navi, it calls it pishtim. So I see that shesh is pishtim. Rashi, pa'are pishtim, u'torah ketivet pa'are amikba'ot shesh. So I see it's the same. Amal Ravashi, you can't rely on the Navi. Had they known in the first Beit HaMikdash what it was? So he told him, you, Rav Ashi, according to you, had the Amar Rav Chisda said, we didn't learn this law directly from the Torah. But we learned it from Yechezkel. Kol ben nechar, any foreigner, arel lev ve'arel basar, lo yavo mikdashi l'shareteni. So what's the chidush? Arel lev, his heart is closed, meaning that he's a mumar. Look in Rashi. Ben nechar shenetnakiru ma'asav le'aviv shebashamayim. He became a stranger to Hashem. Shu arel lev. V'chen arel basar shemetu echav mehamat milah. Lo yavo lamikdash. Man amara, right? So back to the same question. Ha mikame da'ati Yechezkel man amara. Who taught us this law? That what? The shekohen arel avodato pesula. If a kohen can't have a milah, as avodah is pasul. Where do you have it? Elama, ela gemara gemirilu. Before Yechezkel came, it was halacha l'Moshe miSinai. Ve'ata Yechezkel ve'asmecha akra. Yechezkel came, and he wrote it in a pasuk. Hachanami gemara gemirila. They knew that shesh was linen. Ve'ata Yechezkel ve'asmecha akra. And Yechezkel put it in a pasuk. Moshzar shmone. When it says Moshzar is 8, minalan, how do we know that? Dichtiv, it says, Vayasu al shule ha-me'il. They put on the bottom of the me'il, rimone, little balls, like rimonim, techelet ve'argaman, ve'tola achani, moshzar, blue, purple, and red wool, moshzar, it's cabled, v'yalif, moshzar mi parochet. We learn the Gezerah Shava Moshzar from the Parochet. What's the Gezerah Shava? Ma'lehalan Esrim ve'arba. Just like the Parochet, there were 24 threads because there were 4 minim. Each one has to be 6, right? Af kan Esrim ve'arba. So too over here, even though there's only 3 minim, it also has to have 24, right? No. So then each one is 8.
How do we know in the Parashat is 24?
Because it says shesh, right? And if it's shesh, all the minim have to have 6 threads each. There's 4 minim. Look in the Rashi. Malahalam par as esrim ve'arba'a. Shahare daled minim yesh bahem. There's 4 minim. V'chol minu min kaful shesh. Avkan kaf daled. V'kan gimel minim yesh. Tahavulu kol havechat mani. If you look in the Parochet, it says, Chavav Lamed Daled. תכלת וארגמן, תולעת שני ושש מוסר. 4 things, right? And since it says shesh, each one is 6. And just like it says moshzar over there, and it says moshzar by the rimonim, so just like over there, there's 24, over here there's 24, but it's 8 ply each. Says the Gemara, why are you learning from the parochet? V'neilif mihoshen ve'efod. Learn from the hoshen and the efod. And we said that the hoshen and the efod is 28. Right? Mala alan 28, afkan 28. No, danin davar shelo ne'emar bo zahav, midavar shelo ne'emar bo zahav. La'afu kehoshen ve'efod shene'emar bahem zahav. Says the hoshen and efod, they have zahav too. So therefore, we don't want to go to something that has zahav. Says Gemara adraba, danin beged mi beged la'afu keparochet oelu. Better to learn a beged from a beged. Don't learn from the parochet that it's a building. Ela danim me'avnet. We'll learn it from the avnet. Memela v'danim beged v'davar shelo ne'emor bazahav mi beged v'davar shelo ne'emar bo zahav ve'en danim davar she'en bo zahav mi davar sheyesh bo zahav. So they're both begadim, the avnet and the choshen, but the avnet doesn't have zahav, and the choshen has zahav. Rav Mari Amar, Rav Mari says ta'asenu ketiv. It says by the choshen, it says kema'aseh for ta'asenu. Make the choshen like you made the ephod. Ta'asenu lazev lo la'ached. The only thing that's like the ephod is the choshen. Don't learn any place else. Rav Ashi Amar ve'asita ketiv. It says ve'asita al shulav. Doesn't have to say ve'asita. So ve'asita is extra to teach me what? Shu kol asiyot shavim. All of the things that you're making there should be equal. If you have 3 minim and you want to get to 28, 28 is not divisible by 3. Heichi na'avid tlata de asara. Right? If you make 3 of 10, havuluhu tlatin. Na'avid tre de tish'a. So do 2 of 9. Right? V'chad de asara and 110. Amar kra ve'asita. Shiu kol asiyot shavi. They all have to be equal. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabotai, have a good day.
See you later, Rabbi.
Take care. See you, Paul.
9 days, Pidyon, it's 1 mitzvah, right?